Before we dive into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins ever minted in Southeast Asia, take a moment to subscribe. If you love history, rare collectibles, or hidden treasures of the past, this channel is made for you. Now, let me take you on a journey that begins almost a century ago in the heart of Thailand. Story begins, setting the stage. The year was 1927. In the West, the world was roaring through the Jazz Age. In Asia, change was in the air. Monarchies were adapting, nations were reshaping, and a quiet revolution of identity and independence was sweeping across the continent. In the Kingdom of Siam, what we now know as Thailand, a powerful transformation was underway. King Prajadhipok, or King Rama VII, was on the throne, the last absolute monarch before the country shifted into constitutional rule. His reign was marked by the struggle between tradition and modernity, and in the middle of that historical crossroads, a single coin was struck, unassuming in size, yet immense in significance, the 10 baht coin of 1927. At first glance, it looks like many others of the era. A modest weight, a clean, elegant design. But what it represents, and what it's worth today, is anything but ordinary. Historical context. Why this coin matters. This coin was minted at a time when Thailand was asserting its independence in every way possible. Though never colonized, it was under immense foreign pressure, economically, politically, and culturally. The monarchy understood that preserving identity meant adapting, not resisting. So they embarked on a quiet campaign of modernization, schools, railways, language reforms, and money. Currency isn't just a means of exchange. It's a message. Every coin carries the seal of a nation's values, its priorities, and its pride. The 1927 10 baht was more than a transaction tool. It was a symbol, a declaration that Thailand would stand on its own, with its own king, its own identity, and its own future. Only a limited number of these coins were minted. Some say they were meant for ceremonial or high-value exchanges. Others believe they were trial pieces, never intended for wide circulation. But one thing is certain, very few survived. Over the years, wars came and went. Governments changed. Economies collapsed and rebuilt. But the few surviving 1927 10 baht coins remained, slipping into the hands of collectors, museums, and investors who understood their power. Design and features. Symbolism in the metal. Let's talk about the coin itself. It's made of gold, real gold. That already sets it apart from most modern currency. The face bears the image of King Rama VII in full regalia. His expression is calm, poised, confident, like a man holding back the tide of global unrest with nothing but dignity and resolve to flip the coin. And you see the intricate royal emblem of Thailand. It's more than just decoration. Every curve and symbol tells a story of lineage, religion, and power. It's not just a currency, it's a cultural artifact. Its weight, purity, and design have drawn numismatists from around the world to study and preserve it. But for most, it remains a myth. An image in an old book, a ghost in a private collection. Until now. Why it's so rare, the mystery behind its scarcity. So why is it so rare? The exact number of coins minted has never been confirmed. Some records suggest a small batch. Others hint at a one-time ceremonial issue. There are even whispers in the collector community of a handful being gifted to royal allies, diplomats, or religious leaders. What we do know is that fewer than a dozen verified coins have surfaced in the last 50 years. That kind of scarcity does more than just raise the price. It creates legend. This isn't like owning an old stamp or a dusty painting in the attic. This is like holding a piece of a lost empire in your hand. That it's no surprise that when one does hit the market, often in a high-security auction behind closed doors, it becomes a feeding frenzy among elite collectors. The market, why it commands such a high price. Gold alone gives it intrinsic value. Historical significance doubles that. But it's the trifecta of rarity, condition, and mystique that sends the price into the stratosphere. Investors with deep pockets and long-term vision know that coins like this are more than collectibles, they're assets. Inflation-proof. culturally priceless, and always in demand. But even seasoned coin collectors often admit they've never held one dot and now. Let's talk about the moment that's made headlines. Reveal the $40 million dollar moment. Recently, one of these extremely rare 1927 10 baht coins was privately evaluated after being passed down through generations in a Thai noble family that it was confirmed to be authentic. Impeccable condition. Original mint mark. Never sold publicly. A time capsule from nearly a century ago. Its estimated value? $40 million. That's not a typo. Not a theory. That's the reality of what happens when rarity, royalty, and raw history collide in one object. A single coin worth more than a luxury jet, more than a mansion on the coast, more than many modern art pieces ever sold. And here's the twist. There could be more out there. Forgotten in drawers, hidden in collections, mistaken for trinkets. Closing, emotional impact and call to action. Coins like the 1927 10 baht are reminders that history is never really gone. It's just waiting to be rediscovered. They connect us not only to the past, but to our shared human story of change, of value, of legacy. For those who understand this world, not just the numbers, but the meaning behind them, every coin is a doorway to what would you do if you found one? Would you sell it? Would you keep it? Or would you let it whisper its story from a time when kings ruled and nations rose? That's the magic of a coin like this. Final CTA, subscribe reminder. If you found this story captivating, don't forget to subscribe. There are hundreds of stories like this, some lost, some waiting to be told. And right here, we bring them to life. Because history isn't just in museums. Sometimes, it's in your pocket.